Hi, this video will talk about the two types of triple core. Do you know there are two types of triple core? So what is a core? You may pause the video and think, how would you define a core? This is a core. When black capture the thief, white need to play elsewhere, because if white play back, then the game would go back to the previous stage. And to prevent this situation, we have a core. So the word core is actually from Japanese pronunciation of this Chinese character. This Chinese character actually means repetition. For example, there is a term in the philosophy that is called the eternal return. In Chinese, it's called 永劫回歸, and it's not important, but just see this word. This Chinese character means repetition. Core means repetition. Let's take a look at the triple core. This is a triple core. Currently, what is happening now is white having one eye and black do not have any eye. The white try to capture the black stone through the core. However, this is a triple core. They are actually repeating the game. A triple core will repeat the game. So, a core will repeat the game, and same, the triple core will also return the game. They are actually the same thing, but some rules would determine a triple core as a draw, but not something to be prohibited. Because for a core, it should not be allowed, as it will repeat the game. But a triple core will also repeat the game. Why should it be allowed and to become a draw? Because it's too unique. It's like a miracle. They think a triple core or even a quadruple core is different from a normal core, because a normal core would happen in almost every game, but a triple core is very rare and very unique. It's like a miracle. And so, in the Chinese rule, it is cited clearly that all repetition is prohibited. But in the Japanese or Korean rule, they think the triple core is special. But triple core is also a repetition. The Japanese rule and Korean rule just said, no, they are not same as a normal core. So these rules handled the triple core or the quadruple core in different way. But actually, there are two types of triple core. A real triple core and a fake triple core. Let's see. This is a real triple core. This is from a game between Cho Chi-kun and Li Se. Here, there is a double core here. This double core would not affect the life and death of both sides. Actually, black could simply connect here to finish the core. But black do not want to make this concession. If black make this concession and white also connect, then black do not have enough core threats to win this core. So, here black play the core and this become a triple core. Any side don't want to give up any core or any core threat. This is a real triple core. And if you ask the AI also don't know how to do. But there is a type of fake triple core, which is indeed more common. A fake triple core actually is called the false triple core. It is a fake alive shape. Let's see what is it. This is the game just now. Here, white have one eye and black do not have any eyes. It is impossible for black to capture this group because this is a double core. If black try to kill it, then white could always capture one core. This is a double core that is impossible for black to capture the white. But funny is that, although there is a double core here, there is one more core here. Even black do not have even one eye. The whites could not capture the black too. Because if white try to capture the black could start the triple core. They could not capture each other. However, why I called it a fake triple core or a false triple core is that, you see, AI have a clear judgment. AI think white have won the game and black have lost the game. The win rate is very clear. Why AI think black have lost? Because AI think this would be a false triple core. Let me tell you why it is a false triple core. For a false triple core, the killing side could decide when to start the core. Another side could not leave the group without playing a repetition. This is the two key elements for a false triple core. Return to the game. Here, black have no measure to leave the group to prevent being captured. But whites have the right to choose when to start the core. Whites could simply play elsewhere to finish the your set, and it is the right to play this core anytime. And this is the first element. And secondly, as white started to play this core trying to kill the black, the defensive side would always be the one who started to repeat the game. Let's see. Capture, 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 capture. At this moment, black playing this move is repeating the game. See, at this moment, this is when white started the core, and after the sixth move, they repeated the game. It must be the black side to repeat the game. There are more examples. For example, this is the most famous game between Gulli and Lee Sedol in the Samsung Cup. They played a quadruple core, and this became a draw. But as AI again, AI think white won the game. Because this is again a fake alive for the black. Here, what is happening now is that there is a double core here. So the white group is a live group. A double core is a live group. But the black group do not have any eyes, and white may try to kill it by capturing the core. However, black use this double core as core threat. Then they become a quadruple core. This again, according to these two principles, the killing side could decide when to start the core. That means white could turn Luki now and play elsewhere. Black still do not have any measure to leave the group. And on the other hand, the next principle, another side could not leave the group without playing a repetition. Let's see. This is the beginning. Now white start to play the core. This capture repeated the game. After 8 moves, black repeated the game. And we called this as a false quadruple core. There is a more recent game. This is a game between Tojiasi and Kan Dong-yun in the non-sim Ramen Cup. Here, what is happening? There is a double core, so both the black group and both the white group currently is a live shape. They both could not capture each other. But here, if white try to kill the black, there is a core here, and this double core provide core threat for the core here. If white try to kill the black group, then the black could fight with this core. And this double core provide infinite core threat, so the whites could not capture this group. This again is what we call that as the fourth triple call, because white could start the call anytime. White could play elsewhere, and black could not connect. If black connects, then after white capture this, the whole group will be killed. Black could not connect. Black could only fight with the call here. And when black fights the call, it must be the black started to repeat the game. At this moment, when white capture this and black capture this, they repeated the game of 6 moves before. You see, they are the same, and black repeated the game. So, what is the result of the fourth triple call, or fourth quadruple call? In Chinese rule, it is written that, in principle, repetition of the same shape on the whole board should be prohibited. Especially fourth triple call should be prohibited. Because for fourth triple call, it is very clear that the side who is going to be killed would repeat the game. So when the fourth triple call is prohibited, the whole group would be considered as the dead group. But in reality, the game we just shown, between He and Zhang Chao, this is a fourth triple call. Indeed, there is a very funny story. This is a game happened in China, and after the game, the judge asked, "Did you end the game?" And Zhang Chao, the white, who is winning the game, said that, "Yeah, I think we have drawn the game." The judge said that, indeed, he knows the Chinese rule, because this is a Chinese tournament. He knows that actually the black have lost the game. It's what we consider as a fourth triple call. But the professional player, Zhang Chao, do not know, and said, "I think this is a draw." And the judge think that, as he is a judge, he should not give hints to the player. He agreed that, okay, so let's draw the game. This become a draw. But indeed, the black should be considered as dead group, and white indeed win the game. Very funny. So even that's the case for the fourth triple call. In reality, even for real triple call or other types of super call like the quadruple call or the eternal life call, the problem is that although it's very easy to check in the computer that which move started to repeat the game, but in the real game, the two players playing in the real board, it would be very, very confusing to recognize which move is prohibited, which move will repeat the game. So the Chinese rule said that, in principle, that means in reality, we may handle it by chance or by people, by anything. But in principle, repetition should be prohibited. If you don't know what is an eternal life call, I will show it. The eternal life call is this one. If black play elsewhere, white will play this, then this become a bulky 5, which will become a dead group. But black could sacrifice 2 stones here. After white capture, black capture. Now, if white try to play here to kill the black group, black could leave the group by this move. This is a life shape. And if white try to play this move to make black as a bulky 5, black could capture this, and black could leave the group with this eye. So the only way for white to kill the black is to sacrifice here. But black could play again. This is what we call as the eternal life call. Yeah, this is also one type of super call. In reality, if there is really some super call like the eternal life call, In principle, we should determine which move started to repeat the game, and so the move should be prohibited. But in reality, it may vary how to manage the result. In Japanese rule, a fourth triple call is a dead group. Only a real triple call would lead to a draw. In the Korean rule, all triple call, quadruple call would lead to a draw. So that the Longines Cup or the Samsung Cup I've just shown you are all draw game. But in Japanese rule, actually, they would consider as a dead group. Why the Japanese rule believe the fourth triple call is a dead group is because this definition. Remember, in the last episode, I have told you that there is a definition of call in life and death of the Japanese rule. Is that after the capture of a call, another side could only pass in order to recapture the call. So they could not find any call threat. They could only pass in order to recapture the call. And in the official site of the Nihon Kiin, they explain that why the fourth triple call is going to die. This is our fourth triple call. Here, the black is going to die because Japanese rule said that the black is dead group. Because for white tried to capture this. Black could capture this and white capture this. Black could not recapture this. Black could only recapture this by a pass. So black need to pass. Then white could capture this. So the Japanese rule that you must pass in order to recapture could determine a fourth triple call as a dead group. Let's see more example. Here, there is a double call. This is a double call so that actually both black and white are alive locally. But this is a dead group. Here, what white is trying to do is that white have infinite call threats by this double call, so that black could not capture this. If black try to capture this, white could fight by this call threat and recapture. But this is a fourth triple call, because black could decide when to capture this anytime, and it must be the white who repeats the game. In the Japanese rule, after black capture this, white could not use the call threats in order to recapture this. So, white could only pass, and black could capture these 6 white stones. By definition, they are a dead group. Okay, another example here. There is a double call here, and this double call creates infinite call threats for white to fight the call here. But again, according to the life and death definition, this white group is going to die. Because after black capture, white could not fight the call by call threat. White could only pass in the life and death analysis. So black could capture and hit. Black could capture. Again, white could not fight the call. White could only pass. Then black could capture this. Then this would also become a dead group. So, indeed, in the life and death analysis, if the black group and this black group is all alive, then actually the whole group in the middle is going to be killed by the black, by the Japanese definition. So this is the last example, very crazy. There is a call here, there is a double call here, and this is a band 4 at the corner. So actually, all the whites is going to be killed. Again, black could win the call because this is not any call threat in the end after the game is finished. Then black could start to kill the band 4. After black capture, white could only pass, and black could capture this. Then the whole group is going to die. So, for our conclusion, in the Chinese rule, repetition is prohibited, so a fourth triple call would be considered as a dead group because the defensive side could not leave the group without any repetition. And in the Japanese Go rule, by this definition, after the capture of a core, another side could not use core threats to fight the core. The other side could only use the pass to fight the core. Then this definition could also determine the fourth triple core as a dead group, which leads to the same result with the Chinese rule. Only the Korean rule would allow the fourth triple core as a draw. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.